Now we know that how to create this amazing WordPress website. But wait, we haven't done with this WordPress website yet. We need to create template files to generate a different layout for this website. For example, let's say I want to read this article. When I click on it, you can see I'm going to have the same layout for this article. I want to read this article, so I don't want this summary of this article here. Instead, I want the whole code of this article to read this article. So what I'm going to do is, I'm going to back to my editor. We already understand how WordPress used template hierarchy to create different layout in the WordPress theme. So we can use that template files to create different layout for the WordPress. So I'm going to just minimize these folders, and in the root directory, I'm going to create a new file. So I'm going to click on this new file icon, and I'm going to create here a file singular.php. Now using this file, I'm going to change the layout of the blog post. But by using this file, you're also going to change the page layout of your WordPress theme. I don't want to change the layout of my theme pages. So I'm not going to use this file. Instead, I'm going to use single.php file. So this file will change the layout of the blog post. It will not change the layout of the WordPress theme pages. So I'm going to use this file to change the layout of the blog post. So I'm going to create this file, and now you don't need to write any code here. Instead, just back to the index.php, copy the whole code. So I'm going to press Ctrl A to select all this code and press Ctrl C to copy it. Once I copy it, I'm going to open my single.php and paste that code here. Just after these categories, right here, I'm going to say h2 heading tag, and I'm going to say single.php. Save the changes. When I reload it, you can notice I'm going to have here title single.php. So the WordPress will load the single.php file to display the blog post. If I back to my WordPress site by clicking on this logo, I'm going to have my index.php file here. And when I click on this article, I'm going to have my single.php file here. Now, what I'm going to do is, I'm going to change the layout of this article. So I'm going to just back to my editor, get rid of this h2 heading tag, and instead of using this division tag with this 2 column, I'm going to create here 1 column layout and use my own while loop here. So what I'm going to do is, I'm going to get rid of this division tag right from here, change this command. I'm going to say here 1 column layout, and right down here, I'm going to create my while loop. So instead of creating this while loop, I'm going to click on these templates, and inside it, I'm going to have this post content file. I'm going to open this file and copy my content from this file. So as you know, I have this while loop here. So I'm going to copy this while loop right down from here. I'm going to copy this while loop and paste it in the single.php file right here, like this. Save the changes. If you reload this WordPress website, you're going to get this result here. But what I want to change this layout now. So what I'm going to do is, I'm going to change this class name to single post. I'm going to just copy this post title class. So I'm going to cut this class from here. So I'm going to copy this division tag post title. So I'm going to cut it from here and paste it just before this post thumbnail. So I'm going to paste this class up here. So I'm going to paste the division tag post title up here. Save the changes. Just after that, I'm going to grab this division tag post content. So I'm going to grab it, cut it from here and paste it just after this post thumbnail right down here, just like this. And then I'm going to get rid of this post info. So I'm going to just get rid of this post info division tag right from here. As simple as that. And the last, you need to change this template tag. We use this template tag to get the summary of the WordPress blog post. So I'm going to get rid of this template tag and use get the content. Save the changes, back to the website and reload it. Now, when I reload the website, you can notice I have the article layout here. And if you want, you can style this section. That's upon you. So if I want to style this section, I'm going to just back to my editor and open the style.css file. And at the end of this style.css, down here, I'm going to create a command and say WordPress theme styling, and I'm going to just style the post area the single post. So I'm going to say here post area, then I'm going to say single post, and inside it I'm going to have post title. So I'm going to specify padding to it, and the padding is going to be 2 rem to the top and bottom and 0 for the left and right. Then I'm going to select this image and change the width of this image. So I'm going to select this single post, and I want to select post thumbnail, and then I'm going to select img tag and specify width 60%. So when I reload the website, you can see I'm going to have styling to this WordPress blog post. As simple as that. So that's upon you what styling you want to specify to this blog post. So as you can see, my blog post is now ready. If I back to my home page and if I click on this article, you can notice I have the layout for this article as well. As simple as that. Now if you want, you can make it more attractive by styling this single post article section. That's upon you. But now let's move on to the next section and see how to create different layout for these categories and for these different tags. So let's see how to do it. Now we know that how to change the layout of the WordPress blog post. Now let's see how to change the layout of these categories and these popular tags. So what if I click on this natural? If I click on it, I'm going to have the article belongs to the natural category. Now what I want to change the layout of this categories section. So I'm going to just remove this header from this categories layout. So when I click on these categories, I want to remove this header of this WordPress template. Along with that, let's say if I click on this driving, when I click on it, I'm going to have the article belongs to the driving tag. So as you can see, WordPress will filter your article and you're going to have the article which has driving tag to it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to change the layout of this article and these categories. I'm going to remove this header from these articles and these categories template tag. So I'm going to just back to my editor and I'm going to just create a new file in the root directory of this project. I'm going to create a new file and name that file archive.php. So we're going to use this file to change the layout of the categories and the tags. So I'm going to just copy the code from the index.php file. So I'm going to select all this code by pressing Ctrl A, copy it and paste it in this archive.php file. I'm going to just remove these unwanted, unnecessary tabs. Now as I said, I don't want this banner to my categories section. So I'm going to get rid of this banner section from these categories like this. And I'm going to just create here h2 heading tag and say archive.php. Save the changes, back to the website and reload it. When you reload your website, you can notice you have your archive page. This will just open the archive page of the WordPress theme. If you click on this article, you're going to have the same result here. You're going to get the archive.php file here. If you click on these categories, all, you're going to have archive.php file here. This will just load this archive.php file in the WordPress theme. Now what if you want to specify different layout for the categories and the tags? In that case, we have a separate file for that. If you just back to your editor, get rid of this h2 heading tag, and what I want to create here two new files. I'm going to create here new template file. So I'm going to create here category.php. So if I just create this file and I'm going to just grab the content from this archive.php. So I'm going to copy this content from this archive.php and paste it in this categories.php. And I'm going to just specify here title. I'm going to say h2 heading tag and say category.php. Save the changes, back to the archive.php, and I'm going to say here h2 archive.php. Save the changes, and if you click on these categories, you're going to have categories.php file here. And when you click on your tag, you're going to have archive.php file. Now what I want to specify a special template file for these tags. So I'm going to create a new file for that. So in the root directory of your project, I'm going to create tag.php. I'm going to grab the content from this archive file, copy it, paste it in these tags, and change this title to tag.php. Save the changes, reload this website, and as you can notice, you're going to have this tag.php file here. So WordPress will load tag.php file when you click on these tags, and when you click on these categories, you're going to have categories.php file. As simple as that. And now you can work with these categories and tags template file independently. Now what I'm going to do is, we want to specify background color to this navigation menu, because as you can notice, I can't see my navigation links here. So I'm going to just create a new navigation menu for this WordPress theme, and I'm going to show you how easy it is to create a new navigation menu and change your navigation menu completely by using a new template file. Now I'm going to show you how you can create a new navigation menu for your WordPress theme. Don't worry, we'll not create a new navigation menu. Instead, we're going to use the previous one and make some changes in it. Let me show you how to do it. I'm going to back to my editor and open the header.php file, this one. And I'm going to create a new template for this file, and I'm going to load that template whenever I want. So what I'm going to do is, I'm going to create a new file in this root directory of this WordPress theme. I'm going to create a new file and name that file header color.php. If you want, you can change the slug and specify your own slug for this file. Create this file, and in this file I'm going to copy the code, copy the whole code. So I'm going to press Ctrl A and Ctrl C to copy this code and paste it in this header color.php file. So I'm going to copy the code from the header.php and paste it in this header color.php file. What I'm going to do is, I'm going to just create a new division tag just before this container. So I'm going to just minimize this container, grab it, cut it from here, and create a new division tag with the class now color. And I'm going to paste that container tag inside this division tag as it is. And what I'm going to do is, I'm going to specify style to this now color. So I'm going to save the changes back to the style.css file, and down here I'm going to just select header area. So I'm going to first select header area, and I'm going to select now color. To this now color, I'm going to specify background color. So I'm going to say background and call a variable dark. Save the changes and back to the website. When I back to the website and reload it, I'm not going to get any result here, because if you just take a look at your categories.php file, you can notice you're calling the default header file here. So what we want, I want to call this header color file instead of calling this header.php. So I'm going to change this command and say header color.php, and in this parenthesis, in the single quote, I'm going to specify the slug of this file. So I'm going to say here color. As simple as that. I'm going to just specify the slug of this file to this get header. Save the changes, and now reload your website. When I reload it, I'm going to have the background color to this navigation menu. And now you know that how to load these categories. I'm going to get rid of this category text. So I'm going to get rid of this h2 heading tag right from here. Save the changes, back to the tag.php, and I'm going to call this header color template tag here as well. So I'm going to say here header color, and in the parenthesis I'm going to call color. Get rid of this h2 heading tag, save the changes, back to the website and reload it. Now as you can see, WordPress will load the category.php file when I click on any of these categories. So when I click on this travel, I'm gonna have my different categories belongs to the travel, and this will just load categories.php file in the WordPress theme. And if I click on these popular tags, when I click on this article, I'm gonna have tag.php file, and this will just bring me the article which has article tags on it. As simple as that. Now let me show you how you can change the layout for the search result. So if I just say here, if I just search for trip, and when I click on the search button, you can notice I'm going to have the default index.php template file here. So when I search for trip, I'm going to have the trip article here, But you can notice I'm going to have the default index.php with this banner area. What I'm going to do is I'm going to specify my own layout for this search template file. So I'm going to back to my editor and create a new file in this root directory. I'm going to create a new file and name that file search.php. In this file, I'm going to copy the code from index.php. I'm going to copy this code and paste it in this search.php file like this. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to get rid of this banner area. I don't want this banner area in the search result. And I'm going to change this header and I'm going to say in the single code I'm going to specify color. So this will just call the header color.php file. Save the changes, back to the website, and if I just search for this blog post, I'm going to have my different layout here. As simple as that. Now what I want to change this banner on this single.php file as well. You can notice in this single.php, I'm going to have this banner section. I'm going to remove this banner from the single.php file as well. I'm going to back to my editor, open this single.php, get rid of this banner area, and I'm going to just specify here in the parentheses, I'm going to specify color. So this will just call header.color.php file in this template. Save the changes, back to the website and reload it. You can notice the banner area is now gone and I'm going to have a single.php layout here. Now, if you want, you can make many changes in this WordPress website. So that's all depends on you how you want to create your WordPress template. Now, just out of that, what if you search for a file that doesn't exist in the WordPress theme? For example, if I just search for a file with the name about us, when I search for this file, I'm going to have this result here. Sorry, no post found. Now, what I want to specify the accurate result for the user, that the file is not exist in this WordPress theme. So I'm going to just back to my editor and create a new file in this root directory. I'm going to create a new file and name that file 404.php. So in the WordPress template hierarchy, you have 404 file to specify file not found error. So I'm going to create this file, back to my index.php, copy this code, paste it in this 404 template file, get rid of this banner area because I don't want this banner area in this file, and call header color file here. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to get rid of this grid division tag right from here, and I'm going to just call here a simple PHP tag and just specify echo and call the template tag wp autop, and in the parentheses I'm going to say sorry, page not found. Save the changes, back to the website and reload it. As you can see, I'm going to have my own error here. I'm going to have my own layout here. Now, let me show you how you can specify different layout for the WordPress pages. Now we already understand what is the difference between blog post and the pages in the previous lectures. I'm going to show you how you can change the layout of the pages in the WordPress theme. So I'm going to first back to my dashboard and create a new page about us for this website. So I'm going to just back to my dashboard and you can notice I have two pages in this WordPress theme. I'm going to create a new one. So I'm going to hover over these pages and create a new one. So I'm going to click on this add new. So the WordPress will bring me to the add new page screen. And you can notice I'm going to have the same Gutenberg editor to create my new page as well. I'm going to specify title to this page, about us. And in the paragraph, I'm going to specify some text here. I'm going to copy some text from these blog posts. So I'm going to just open this blog post, copy this text and paste it in this page. And now I'm going to publish this page. So I'm going to click on this publish button and I'm going to just click on this publish again. Now you can see the message about us is now live. Let me just back to my dashboard and you can see here we have 3 pages here. Now what I want to just add this page in the navigation menu. So I'm going to hover over this appearance and click on these menus. So I'm going to open my menus and in this menu I'm going to add my pages. So you can see I have my about us page here. I'm going to select it and add to the navigation menu. Save all the changes, back to the website As you can see, when I reload the website, you can notice I'm going to have this About Us page here. Let me just click on it and open the About Us page. When I click on it, you're going to get horrible result here. This will just bring you to the index.php file. Now I do want to change this layout first because you don't want to print your page like this. So I'm going to just back to my editor and create a new file in the root directory of the project. I'm going to create a new file and name that file page.php. So whenever I open any page in the WordPress theme, this will just open this page.php template file. I'm going to copy the code from this index.php, paste it in the page.php file. What I'm going to do is, I'm going to get rid of this banner. I'm going to just call my header color PHP file. Along with that, I don't want to create two-column layout here. So I'm going to get rid of this two-column layout. So as you can see, I have this sidebar and this article section. I'm going to get rid of both these columns, create a new column, call LG12. And in this column, I'm going to call the data of WordPress pages. So I'm going to open the single.php file, copy this code, this while loop. So I'm going to copy this while loop, paste it inside this page.php file, and I'm going to get rid of this post thumbnail like this. Save the changes back to your website and reload it. I'm going to just reload my website and just open the About Us page. When I open the About Us page, I'm going to have my page here. As simple as that. I'm going to have my new layout for my different pages of the WordPress theme. As simple as that. If you want, you can create your own layouts and specify different layouts for these pages, single post, categories, tags, and even to the home page as well. That's all upon you. Now, as you can see, the site is now completely ready. We understand how to create this navigation menu with these different navigation links. We understand how to search using this search form in the WordPress. We understand how to create customizer setting and change this simplicity and the description of this banner area. Then we understand how to create these categories and filter different categories in the WordPress. Then we understand how to create this beautiful layout for this blog post, add different blog posts in the WordPress theme, understand how to create this sidebar with this beautiful latest post. Then we have this search form, these popular tags to filter different blog posts. At the last, we have this pagination and this beautiful footer. As you can see, the site is now completely ready. As I said at the beginning of this course, I'm going to show you how you can host this WordPress website on the internet. So in the next lecture, I'm going to show you how you can host this WordPress website absolutely free. If you want, you can go for the paid services as well. But I'm going to show you the free service which you can use to host the WordPress website. So I'm going to see you in the next one.